Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on deadly fun archaeology. Then on my side, as the Salamanders, we've got TheHappening. On the left side, as the Chaos Demons, we have got Kornchamp. Kornchamp will be opening with a couple of Furies, a Demon Lord, Lesser Demon Portal, and triple Warp Signatures. Whereas TheHappening is going to open up with quadruple Scout Marines, a Forge, a Tech Marine, and a Plasma Generator. Interesting, going for a Forge that normally indicates that we're going to see some Thunder Fire Cannons for Tier 1. Which, I mean, quite an unusual thing, considering that they're going for a Lesser Demon Portal, which will then mean potential Pink Horrors. And they're quite good at bashing vehicles. So, interesting stuff, all the same, but I'm sure that TheHappening knows what he's got going on. He's got a plan in the back of his pocket, ready to pull out at a moment's notice, sending his scout straight over for the contested strategic point over in the middle of the map for economic reasons and stuff. So yeah, so if you're aware about Unification at the moment, there is currently a new patch out, and this game is currently in the old patch. Currently, I've got about a small handful of games in the previous patch that I want to get through, mainly because, you know, I don't want to waste any good replays, and two, as I've mentioned before, Unification games are getting slightly harder and harder to come by as time goes on, and so I don't really want to waste any kind of resources that we have. Oh, flamers. Right, that makes sense. You've gone for the Forge to give your scouts flamers to then burn the demons. And demons don't like fire. In fact, most things don't really like fire. One thing that does like fire are Salamanders. I also do quite appreciate the orange and yellow colour scheme. Very aesthetically pleasing on mine eyes. So have all the scouts just going for flamers then? No, just one scout. So you're the assault squad coming out and potentially burning things. And one thing, as I mentioned a million times, but just in case you knew, demons like having morale, because without morale, start fading away from the material realm, and the health goes down, and they're unable to regenerate stuff. So, but then again though, like these guys now, so they're kind of immune to morale, in the sense that they don't have it, so you can't do morale damage to them. But, again, they don't like being on fire, so they're going to run away as best they can, and Furies aren't known for their ability to stay alive for long periods of time, or go toe-to-toe with anything. But the Demon Lord is quite a substantial beast, with his powerful super balls on the end of his jetpack. So it's not a jetpack, it's a power pack. When I was a kid playing Warhammer Tabletop, I always thought that their backpack was a jetpack. I was always confused why some of the Space Marine models could jump around and some couldn't. There we go, fire everywhere. I wasn't a smart kid. You know, we'll leave it at that, but I wasn't a very intelligent child. Not a very intelligent adult, to be fair. We've got some flesh hounds, and they'll be quite good at keeping on top of the scouts. Look at the speed on these bad boys. Able to nibble at the ankles of the scouts as they fall back. But it does seem like this fallen... Well, yeah, the ones that are not quite all the way over here are able to get some flames off at them, so breaking the morale quite nicely. But the Demon Lord joining their ranks gets them back up in the morale side of things. That's pretty good of him. And making sure that his dogs are perfectly fine. And do you have a pink collar on? Oh, you've got a pink collar. That's lovely. I like that. Quite a big fan of a pink colour. A pink collar. We've got plenty of fire going on everywhere. We've also got these listing posts that once they're upgraded will also have flamers on them as well. Got the pink collars coming out. Well, they'll be sad to know that there's no Thunder Fire Cannons for them to focus on. Well, the scouts over here aren't having the best time being turned into floor lasagna in the most unceremonious way. But there are plenty of scouts and plenty of flames. How much do the flamers cost? 30 blue and 10 green. So that will delay your tier 2 quite something. Although, no, never mind me. Actually, it doesn't. Ignore me. He's already 25% on the way to tier 2. Plenty of flesh hounds munching their way through this stuff. So I assume you're going to go for a corn kind of themed thing. We have seen Kornchamp go for Fiends of Slanesh in the past. Which, to be fair, actually, that would probably make more sense going up against these flamers, because the flamers do AoE damage. And if there's less models, there's less, you know, people to get on fire. That might be the idea. Although, then again, you know, dogs are cool. And why do the same thing over and over again? It's just not fun and interesting. Pink Horrors, they're feeling a bit bad, but the Lost Soul will join them, and Lost Soul is able to keep demons in good stead. So nice use of the attaching singular models to keep his demons on the go. 2 almost fully fledged. Are you fully fledged? Oh no, you're missing 1 dogger in this squad, but that's still quite a lot of dogs. And the scouts are just not having it. They don't want it. They're going to go back up into the wonderful and warm embrace of the Flamers on the listening post. Still haven't lost this one over here, though. So doing all right, making sure that the contested strategic point is still in their favour. Current economy is 97 and 20 compared to 100 and 0. And yeah, just keep on poking their heads out, burning things before falling back, and then just repeating that process all over again. The listening post will slowly but surely be run down, and it seems that Kornchamp has gone for his favourite army minions, which you tend to normally see in 1v1 games, as you don't really get to the late stage where you're able to bring out lots of big demons. We're going to go for more pink horrors. That makes sense. Flesh hounds chase after the boys. Boys can't fire, and then pink horrors just throw lots of Pokeballs at them until they die. So that's a valid salad being served up right there, boys and girls. And they've kind of separated the scouts, actually, so potential for maybe coming round the side and getting a good flanking munch on them. Yeah, you're just pulling out all the pink horrors now, aren't you? Well, there is a limit, I think. When you get into tier 2, the limit is 3. Interesting that the scouts for the Salamanders have got a limit of 4 as well. But I assume that's because they get missile launchers and heavy bolters and stuff. Kind of like the Raven Guard scouts, how they've got a lot of access to bits and bobs and other various gubbins. Well, finally, the listening post has been taken down. And so they will be able to now keep the Salamanders away from this place. Also, really good if they could build up a, what are you called? You are called a demonic shrine there. Because that will then give them another anchoring place to regain the morale. Which is pretty cool. Not much going on down here, although we do have some Furies who will die at some point. Need to go back home and make sure that they reorientate themselves in a demonic kind of manner. I'm in tier 2, and they're going to go for scout infiltration research. They've also gone for an anvil going into Razorbacks. There's no, I mean, Razorback is good, mobile, lots of weaponry on it, lots of pink horrors there. So, again, I don't know. I don't think going for a vehicle-heavy composition is ever a good idea against demons, just because their anti-vehicle option is quite cheap, quite readily available. But then again, once they've not been teleported around, they are quite slow. So it will take a bit of a length of time to keep on top of the Razorback. See what I mean? Just a couple of volleys. Oh, they've been taken down to 75% health. Gonna maybe get a squad wipe on the Furies. Good thing about the Razorback tank, in fact, quite a lot of Razorbacks are like this, and I think nearly all of them are actually, is that they are able to fire on the move backwards. So they can run away and still fire at things. So a much wider arc of fire. Unlike, say, for example, I think, is it the Chaos Predator? There is a Predator variant where the turret doesn't turn backwards when moving around. So it's got to make sure that it's always firing at the, looking at the target that they're firing at. God, that was a hard phrase to say. I don't know why. We've got some scouts with sniper rifles now. And, yep, they're all infiltrated. So without lost, I think it's a lost soul that sees the infiltrated units. So without him, all hair, I don't know what gender a lost soul is. Could be any or. So yeah, these scouts have just got free reign, baby. And they're going to let it burn like a disco or the roof, depending on whether you're a fan of the 1980s disco music or Sean DePaul. Was it Sean DePaul who had the song about the roof on fire, who needs no water? Or was that Nelly? I'm not sure. And I was never a big fan of the noughties R&B scene. It might have been a 50 Cent, but I mean, you know, got to keep it G for the gangsters. Am I right, fellow kids? I'm young-ish, maybe. By the way, we saw a Zinch mark going on there, so it does seem that Kornchamp has gone for a Zinchian-style thing. So that means we'll be able to get, yeah, the hell of Zinch and also some flamers of Zinch as well. So maybe fire and fire action. Razorback over here. It's full health. That's going to cause some issues for the pink horrors, but pink horrors also slowly but surely working their way through the Razorback. Only one squad of them there. Will take a little bit longer than that massive pink horrors that were in the middle. Also got the scouts over here that have been spotted, and they are about to get crunched on, which isn't a pleasant way to go. So in fact, let's go over to the Salamander thing just so I can see where the blooming scouts are. That's useful. Right, so you've got one squad of scouts, and you're now going to go for a furnace. So yep, that makes sense. I do quite like the happening, because when he comes across strategy, he gives it a go, and then when it's time to move on, you see a lot of players, what they tend to do is to pick one strategy and stick with it for the entire game. The happening is quite a flexible player, able to bend and twist and turn his stratagems as and when he needs, and he's also on tier 3. Also quite like how the HQ add-on symbols are just different Xenos on fire. Always good fun. So no more vehicles for him at the moment. I hope that's going to remain the case. He's in tier 3, so Vault of Remembrance and Fairness. So I assume it's the Primaris Flamey dudes coming out. Maybe. And then maybe some Terminators as well. He can't go wrong with Terminators. And he's got the money for it. So while he's got a very small army at the moment, he can't fight off the demons. But that's okay, because soon he'll have the elite of the elite. Force Commander. Double assault squads. Why? You've got dogs. And they're going to... Although maybe that's just to go toe-to-toe with them, and maybe going to go for a different ranged alternative. Interesting. Have a wait, Razorback causing issues. But they are going to build up some Demon Claw obelisks. Don't need to keep your Lost Soul near them to build that up. You just poke it. Much like the Dark Eldar, it comes online after a while. One sniper in each squad of scouts. And a couple of flamers to boot. Anvil not really taking that much damage. The Corn Hounds deciding to go for plasma generators instead. But these guys aren't exactly amazing at chewing their way through buildings. Much prefer a softer target. Here the flamers is inch, but they can't see the scout still. But listening post has gone down. That's not the end of the world for The Happening. Like I say, he's still got plenty of money saved up. He just needs to make sure that he spends it. I was expecting something else other than Assault Marines. Oh, what are you? You are... Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. Some big boys with the Banhammer. Ready to send the Zinchian hordes back to whence they came. Fleshhounds, yeah, they're not surviving. But I assume maybe, now that Kornchamp has gone for the Zinch tech path, just throwing those hounds away to then make more room for these squiggly demon people. And we're now seeing... Oh, you are the Burning Chariot and Zinch. You are a fun model. Have a look at this bad boy. Coming on that, he's got a flamer on him. And he's got a Screamer. And it's just everything what I need. Oh, we've got Slanesh in here as well. Just for good measures. And a huge orbital bombardment from the Force Commander. Oh, I was expecting that to be a little bit bigger, to be fair, and last longer, but... Oh well, that's fine. Assault Marines charging at that chariot. Well, the chariot burning everything around him. Oh, right. Oh, you've just cancelled it or something. Fair enough. That's a beautiful place to put it. The Zinchian people want to go backwards away from the close combat units, but they can't because the explosions are behind them. They have the Demonettes in the middle there, stabbing away as they can. Also got... Oh, what's all that purple nonsense? Either way, plenty of fire, plenty of flame. Blue and green flame versus the good, honest orange flame of scouts. Well, I mean, they're not in range of their flamers, but you know, they could potentially get close if they wanted to. What are you fighting? Oh, it's the Force Commander somewhere in here. Just being an absolute hero. Taking on both, riding solo. Oh, the purple nonsense is the after effect of the Herald of Zinch throwing stuff around. Yeah, that is a glaring sight to behold. Wherever the burning chariots of Zinch go, they leave a bit of flame in their wake. Does that do friendship damage? Or friendly fire? There we go, we're going to coin that term. It's called friendship damage, but no, it doesn't. You're fine. You're just regenerating your health. That's cool. But the Force of Zinch don't seem to be fading away anytime soon. Do still have these double Assault Marines. You may as well give them flame as well. While you're at it, but actually your coffers are running dry now. Assault Marines jumping around the side, but as nice as this is, getting around the flanks, there's nothing to stop these guys from just turning around and start setting your Assault Marines on fire. If you're going to go for a flanking maneuver, you need to make sure there's something on the other side. Hammer and anvil doesn't work if there's no anvil to hit the hammer on. That's the analogy. That's the analogy that I'm going to go with. The assault squad is down to 2 models, soon to be 0. That's just so much flaming nonsense. You can tell that all these Zinch people are being powered up by, I assume it's the Herald of Zinch doing some sort of magic. Oh, hold on. I've been messaging on Facebook. That was me, not you. Sorry about that. I left my Facebook open because we had a Blood Bowl tournament earlier on in the weekend, and I'll go into it later, don't worry. If you like Blood Bowl, watch the Blood Bowl videos, I'll explain it in then. But, God, I don't know why that really scared me. It just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh no, social media. It's always there in the background. God blimey. I suppose I'm showing my age by using Facebook. I only use it to organise Blood Bowl and Warhammer games. That's my defence. I don't use it. Don't have any family members on there or friends. It's exclusively colleagues. Our Terminators are inside a demon. Well, they were inside a demon base. Now they're going to make a long walk home. Interesting that they were summoned this far out with no support. They don't have any personalised teleporters neither. Good lord. Can't even barely see them, can you? And all that green flame. Yeah, interesting that they don't have any personalised teleporters. I'd expect that if they were going to be teleported in here to do stuff, they would then be able to teleport away, but that is not the case for them. Scouts still chilling out with their flamers. No one's really been able to take all of them out as of yet. I do love this long flame thingy-majiggy. Oh, we've also got an ancient juggernaut. So it seems that Kornchamp has just thought, right, I'm just going to get a little bit of everything, apart from Nurgle. But when you go for the Tzeentchian path, all Nurgle stuff is locked off. And to be fair, the only thing that you really get from the Nurgle path is probably the Blight drones. The actual Plague people aren't really that good, to be fair. Oh, good lord, that's a fun little mound of meat. Yeah, it gives me oh, what is it? Was it the scarabs from Abe's Odyssey? The spider people with the hand for a face. That's the image that I got from there. Again, showing my age. Abe's Odyssey, good game. If you've not played it, get around to playing it. One of the first games I've ever played. A very punishing game. Didn't do well at it. Thankfully, back in those days, we had cheat codes, so we could access all the levels. So write them in the back. The old yellow pages, that's where we stored our cheat codes. Not to waste paper. Otherwise your dad would get really annoyed at you. By the way, the flaming chariots, they're off on their own and they're kind of dying a bit. Not exactly the tankiest of demons. Now some Terminators teleporting right in the midst of the demons. Also, midst, a very hard word to say. And yep, they're just going to chase them away as the chariots taken down one by one. But actually, the ancient... Oh, I didn't even notice that ancient juggernaut there. Too busy just focusing on those guys. Terminators armed with powerful power swords and power fists, giving them an old high five to the face. Might be time for him. Even the Tech Marines getting involved as well. Down over on this side. Assault Terminator squad, I assume you teleported back up or away. Only to then go back in for a second pass. Demon's now going to go Super Saiyan. Turning everything into fire. That's not going to stop the Terminators. They're going to slowly but surely walk over to you. Now with their morale broken, actually does them some favours because they can walk a little bit faster now. They are fearless. They are unrelenting in their march forward. Good lord, this ancient juggernaut that has no chill. He just point blank refuses to die. You do have a Predator now though, so that will help them break through that ancient juggernaut's armour. Now the ancient juggernaut is actually a vehicle. It is not a demon, so anti-vehicle stuff will work much better against this boy than anything else. Scouts getting around the sides. Terminators still knocking around. Demonettes just doing all their flippy stuff, as well as some pink horrors trying to embrace them. All four of their arms. Demon Lord joining the Demonettes actually. Because why not, eh? You've got a choice between joining Demonettes or pink horrors or flamers. I imagine a lot of people choose Demonettes, although, you know, in saying that, might seem like a good thing aesthetically, but long term, never stick your dick in crazy, or the warp for that matter. That's my motto. That's my motto indeed. Scouts are dead, and oh, there's a Lord of Change. Don't see you very often. He's got stuff, I assume, magic. See, we see him so rarely. It's normally the Great Demon of Nurgle that you see in the later stages of the game. So I've never actually seen him do. I know that he does like this big blue knockback ability. Whether that's a spell or just like a regular attack. Oh, they're quite most aggressive. Like, oh shit, the great big old demon! Quick, fire him down! Bring him away. Can't have him stand up. That's the big blue for ability. It just yeets everyone into the air. And they're not happy about it. I'm going to bonk the Razorback on its hull as these Primaris aggressors teleport quite a short distance, to be honest. Probably not where they want to be. Maybe a bit of a misclick. And blue, so everyone's frozen in time. Well, not frozen, sorry. Everyone's just been really, really slowed down. But the greater, sorry, should I say, the Lord of Change is unaffected by the time dilation. So he's going to continue bonking everything. Because it also doesn't reduce the attack speed, it's just the movement. Which, if those pink cores were in range, that would have been amazing. But they weren't. So that's their life now. So they've got the scouts on little scout island here. Hopefully they're probably thinking, right, if we lose, at least they won't notice us, and we can run away and fight another day. But these flamers, man, they've just grown in number over time, burning everything at will and at whim. Predator being spanked by the Demonettes again, not a good time. Terminators still out and about, but massively outnumbered. There's not much else they can realistically do. What's the alternative happening? I suppose you've got to prioritise your targets. Boss Commander is going to come out, and I assume just send him towards the Lord of Change and hope he kills him. Lord of Change not doing as good of a job as the Greater Demon of Khorne, the Bloodthirster. But he's normally the ideal HQ sniping Greater Demon. But obviously Lord Change is just a little bit cool. He's a bird. He's a magic bird. Predator just weathering this storm here. Finally the pink covers are coming over to do the actual damage, but yeah, you know, just holding off those Demonettes for a little while. There's nothing else going on over here. Nope, my map awareness is good. Well done, me. Just for a double check, because you never know. And a huge orbital bombardment coming in. You know, good strike on all those pink horrors. Not really doing that much damage. But it'll go on forever and ever. Until the end. Like all things, really. Boss Commander dead. And what we're going to see, we are going to see a couple of Dreadnoughts. TheHappening is just bringing out whatever he can now. But Dreadnoughts from the Anvil. Dreadnoughts from the Vault of Remembrance. And that's more Chaos nonsense. What do you do? I assume it's buffs. I assume it's buffs. A lot of these abilities are not mentioned on the Unification Wikipedia. So, unless I actually physically play the Chaos Demons and then tech up and then learn their abilities, I actually have no idea what they do. But just assume it's good stuff. That's what I do. If your unit's glowing, it's normally a nice thing. Dreadnought, he's just doing his best, bless him. I mean, he's killing a couple of pink horrors here and there, giving one the old uppercut. Ah, Smithery still online. No, I think this is very much the Demon's game, but you've got to appreciate, I do love a good last stand. Also allows us to get some zooms in without running the risk of missing any important stuff. Got the attack animations on these guys. These are the Harlequin attack animations, aren't they? But just for a different model, I think. Could be wrong. Yep. Also like the front flip of the Screamer. But that's it. Yeah, it was just a case of... I mean, I liked the idea of flamers in the early game, going into Razorbacks. But I mean, just pink horrors were able to sort those Razorbacks out. And I think that, again, TheHappening had lots of money saved up, so when he got into tier 3 and the further tiers, he was able to buy the big things. But I think the Assault Marines were a real, not great unit to get in this scenario. Probably you just wanted to outblast these pink horrors, really, and then make sure that their numbers are a little bit on the short side. That way you're then able to bring up the vehicles with less stress and stuff. But yeah, that's it. So thank you so much, Kornchamp, for sending that game into the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Linked in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure as always never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.